stories around the world to stories here at home. This is the National News Broadcast. A pleasant evening. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
Good evening, I'm Stefan Diawis. Let's take a look at the main headlines for tonight. The president joins a number of Buddhist religious activities in Cambodia. The country needs a person to secure the future, emphasizes the Prime Minister. First declare a presidential candidate, then create an alliance agreement, says Minister Sajid Premadasa. The disrupted removal of garbage successfully removed, says Colombo Municipal Council. The strong winds will be reduced in the coming days. The countries declaring that it is dangerous to travel in America increases.
For those and other stories in detail, on your top story. President Maithripala Sirisena, who is on an official tour in Cambodia, participated in a number of programs today. Among them was a program expected to expand the Buddhist activities between Sri Lanka and Cambodia. President Maithripala Sirisena undertook an observation tour of the Angkor sacred city as declared by the UNESCO. The Deputy Prime Minister of Cambodia and the Minister of the Royal Palace, Samdech Sharma Vyang Kongsom, joined the President of Sri Lanka on this tour. Angkor is situated on the border between Thailand and Cambodia, is considered the pride of Buddhist religious activities. Subsequently, the President arrived at the Siem Reap airport and was received in a grand ceremonial manner by its Governor T. Siha and the officials holding high posts. The traditional architectural aspects displaying Angkor Wat Temple came under the observation of President Maithripala Sirisena. Situated in a land plot of 170 hectares, Angkor Wat was built by King Kamboj Surya Varman in the 12th century and is considered the largest sacred temple in Cambodia. Later, the President paid respects to the Bayon Temple in the Angkor city. The resident Buddhist priests in the temple paid their tribute to President Maithripala Sirisena for securing the Theravada Buddhism. Subsequently, the President visited the Artisan de Angkor Artist Center and the Handcraft Exhibition and the Vocational Training Institute. Speaking here, the President spoke of the close relations between Sri Lanka and Cambodia, especially on religious grounds, as well as in agricultural practices. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe pointed out that Basil Rajapaksa, 3 model villages named Subaripuram, Haithapuram and Kalai Mahal Nagar, constructed in the district of Vaunia, was vested with the people under the patronage of Minister Sajid Premadasa. This is the 241st, 42nd and 43rd model villages constructed under the Samatasevana Yalipibidana Udagamana program. The total money spent on these establishments amounts to 44.4 million rupees. The 3 model villages comprised 52 houses. Associated with these vesting program, loan schemes for building houses, housing aids under the Udagamana programs and the welfare worth 9.2 million rupees for 191 beneficiaries were provided among a large amount of beneficial schemes activated.
Minister Sajid Premadasa emphasizes that first a presidential candidate should be named before the alliance agreement is created. In issuing an announcement, Minister Sajid Premadasa points out that if it is done in that manner, not only can the alliance be formed, but also a large number of other parties and individuals will be joining the alliance. The minister says that he is willing to form an alliance not only 100 times, but for 100,000 times. He states that the alliance, a majority of United National Party members are willing to form. A large amount of others who are willing to join prefers the formation to be done after declaring the presidential candidate. In his announcement, the minister says that this is his personal opinion too. In the newspapers today, it was published that the Prime Minister has agreed with the Minister, Sajid Premadasa, that an alliance led by the United National Party named Democratic National Front Alliance should be formed.
To sign the Book of Condolence on former Foreign Minister of India and former leader of opposition Srimati Sushma Swaraj, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe visited the Indian High Commission office this afternoon. After signing the Book of Condolence, the Prime Minister expressed his sorrow personally to the Indian High Commissioner in Sri Lanka, Taranjit Singh Sandhu.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe pointed out that Basil Rajapaksa has indicated that the presidential candidate for Pohottuwa is a Terminator Elias, a finisher of life. He further said the country today does not need a Terminator, but a person who secures the future. He emphasized this today during a meeting in the Temple Trees, where he met the representatives of the local government services from the Colombo, Kurunegala and Galle districts.
Remember the country that we took over in 2015. The economy had broken down. We didn't have the confidence of the international community even to get a loan. The economy had collapsed, and then they went for elections because they had no remedy. There was no democracy in the country. There was no freedom of expression. The Supreme Court had no independence. The development had come to a halt. What did we do? We took this over. We didn't run away in trouble. Whether it was a constitutional coup, whether it was even the explosion of bombs, we held it firm and we developed the country. The economy has got stabilized now. The economy has developed. If you look at the investments that have increased, the amount of development that's going on, the Gamperaliya, Rangmawata, then for education, Langama Pasala, Hondama Pasala, tabs in schools, 13 years of compulsory education, Suasariya, free strength, reduction of prices of medicine, new equipment for hospitals. I can go on and on and on. Now this is your future. Whatever you do, you must protect. Don't allow it to be destroyed. This is why I speak to you. Yesterday, at a media conference, Mr. Basil Rajapaksa has said the Pohottuwa presidential candidate is a terminator. Now tell me, I know they have a lot of experience in termination. They are going to terminate democracy. They are going to terminate the freedom of expression. They are going to terminate the independence of the Supreme Court. They are going to terminate all the freedoms you enjoy. They are going to terminate the economy. They are going to terminate the confidence international community has in us. They are going to terminate the investments that come into the country. They are going to terminate the tourists that come into the country. They are going to terminate the safety of women from Pradesh Sabha chairman. They are going to terminate education. They are going to terminate Langama Pasal, Hondama Pasal. They'll terminate tabs in schools. They'll terminate Suasariya. They'll terminate the health development. They'll terminate the housing. Is this what you want? Are you safe? I have only one question from you. When you have a terminator, remember they will terminate your life. So do you want to terminate the future or do you want to safeguard the future? Think of that and be with those who will safeguard and build the future. Thank you.
The prevailing windy conditions is expected to be reduced in the coming few days, states the Meteorological Department. The forceful winds caused damages to properties including houses in certain areas in the island. The Disaster Management Centre has informed the Grama Seva Niladaris to provide the appropriate information regarding those who were affected by these inclement weather conditions. The strong windy conditions and rains have affected over 4,918 families in the island. The semi-damaged homes amount to 1,124. 27 homes have been completely damaged. Trees fallen due to strong winds that prevailed in the past few days has caused electricity stoppages and roadblocks, it is reported.
The meteorology department is still warning for the strong wind as well as the rain showers, thunder showers they are expecting in western, Sabaragamu, central and north central and western provinces as well, and people need to keen on that one. And there might be strong wind, possibility of sudden increase of a strong wind could be expected in northern, the north central and northwestern provinces and Trincomalee and Matali district. Especially people will be requested to trim their trees around the houses, and the wind speed could be expected 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. The fishing communities has to be very vigilant that prevailing situation, especially the northern sea area and the Arabian Sea area, the Bay of Bengal area. That might be a strong condition for the rough seas, and the wind could be expected 70 to 80 kilometers per hour.
Meanwhile, the Meteorological Department announces that there is a possibility of the winds rising to 50 to 60 kilometers per hour in the afternoons and the night in the northern, north central and northwestern provinces, as well as in the Trincomalee and Matale districts. In the rest of the island, the wind will occasionally rise to 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. And the western province, Sabaragamuwa, central, southern and northwestern province will experience rains and at certain times thunder showers.
The Health Minister has issued a notification that the public is warned to refrain from using aspirin and other non-steroid medicine. Anti-inflammatory drugs and steroids must not be taken for fever. Even though there is a reduction in dengue cases being reported from several districts, this prevention notice had been issued by Dr. Anil Jasinghe, the Director General of the Health Services. However, there is an increase in the number of cases being reported from Colombo, Gampaha, Ratnapura, Galle and Mathura districts. In the notification, it is emphasized that aspirin and ibuprofen, diclofenic sodium, mefenamic acid and other similar non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs are advised to be avoided.
The government has taken steps to activate 17,000 projects in the northern and the eastern provinces under the Gamperelia program. Under this program in the Velveti Ture in Jaffna, Minister Mangala Samaraweera declared open the Kumar Anandan Memorial Swimming Pool today. This memorial was built to honour Kumar Anandan, who has established 7 Guinness records. Among the records established is the one that Kumar Anandan established by swimming from Velveti Ture through Poke straight to Kodikare in India and returning to Velveti Ture. On this swimming pool project, the total money spent amounts to 8 billion rupees. It is the hope of the government that talented and skilled athletes such as Kumar Anandan and Tarjini Sivalingam are created in the future. Among the large crowds present was a number of Tamil National Alliance parliamentarians.
The removal of garbage in Colombo, which was disrupted in the last few days, has begun to be successfully activated to be disposed again. The removal of the garbage from Colombo to Aruakkaru garbage yard has begun successfully from last night. Regarding this success, a media briefing was conducted today in the Colombo municipality with the participation of municipal members. The removal of garbage to Keravalapitia had been disrupted from the 5th of this month. As a solution to this problem, the Western Development Province mediated to have the garbage from Colombo to be taken to Aruakkaru yard in Putlam. Accordingly, the removal of garbage that was gathered in Colombo was begun to be removed. The Supreme Court today rejected 3 petitions pleading to declare the proposal that the proposed entry in the parliamentary agenda is not contradictory of the Constitution. This proposal was presented in the Parliament to abolish the death penalty was presented by the Galle District parliamentarian Bandula Bandarigoda. The order was given by the 3-panel Supreme Court judges LTB Dehidenia, Murdu Fernando and Gamini Amarasekara. The petition was presented by 3 parties naming Attorney Generals as respondent. State Council informed the court that the Parliament has acted according to the advice of the Attorney General. He further pointed out that this court has no power to investigate on this issue. The Attorney General has appealed from the Chief Justice to appoint 3-panel board of judges to investigate into incident regarding the abduction and murder of media person Pragit Iknaligoda. This is regarding the investigation being conducted in the High Court in Homagama. The suspects named in this investigation are 9 service personnel who are serving in the army. The mayor of Kurunagala, Tushara Sanjeev Vitarana, who was evaded courts, was ordered to be remanded until 17th of this month by the High Court Judge Menaka Vijayasundara. A case is pending against Mayor Tushara Sanjeeva Vitarana, including 4 others for robbing a pistol point. A warrant had been issued for this arrest for evading courts regarding this matter. The suspect has presented himself at courts on presenting a motion. The 3-panel High Court of Judges today issuing warrant ordered that the former governor of the central bank, Arjun Mahendran, who is named the first defendant in the central bank bond scam, be arrested and be presented at the courts. Further, it was stated to issue the warrant in English language. The case against D. Shafi Shihabdin was taken up at the Magistrate Court in Kurunagala today. There, the Chief Magistrate Sampath Hevavasam has declared that the investigation report on the women who have undergone cesarean operations should be presented in the courts by the Colombo Medical Faculty. Therefore, the case was put off till 12th December.
Associated with all the universities, there are abattoir-like centres to impose ragging, states the chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Mohan De Silva. Due to this reason, over 1,989 freshers have abandoned education in the state universities. This serious and ugly condition has risen to such horrendous, uncontrollable levels, says Professor Mohan De Silva. The parents expect their child to complete the university education and transforming into a good citizen. Annually, of the 250,000 students who sit the GCE A-level examination, AL examination, only 31 students qualify to enter the university. This is only 10% of the candidates. However, these students who gain university are not allowed to proceed with their university education without harassment, says the University Grants Commission. Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Mohan De Silva, said that the latest regarding this issue is that a large number of students are gathered using WhatsApp and provide them a training regarding ragging. 1,989 freshers have abandoned their university education. The raggers are paying 10,000 rupees to a place far away from the campus to take the freshers for ragging. They rag the children throughout the night. In every university, this is the abattoir concept of ragging. A 24-hour hotline service to receive the complaints on ragging was declared open. Even by now, it has received a large number of complaints. Here are a few photographs of the abattoir-like ragging centres. A part of the responsibility to prevent ragging lies with the teaching staff, yet it is a problem that certain lecturers do not perform their duties properly.
The final Kumbal Perahara of the Kandy Asala Festival has paraded the streets today. The large number of local and foreign visitors have attended the occasion. Tomorrow, the first of the Randoli Perahara will be paraded the streets. The final and the fifth Kumbal Perahara was launched at 7:45 this afternoon at the auspicious time. The Tusker Singha Raja is bearing the casket carrying the tooth relic, while the Tuskers Nyan Raja and Burma Raja provides the escorts. The parade is expected to travel Dalada Vidya, Kotugudalla Vidya, Raja Vidya and back to the temple of the tooth. There is a special security arrangement being activated for the Perahara.
Welcome back. None of the hospitals in the island are in short supply of medicine, says Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne. He made this declaration today in the Parliament, saying that the news reports were all false. Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne said that the news reports published were all false, and that the director of the supplies unit, Dr. Sudarshana, calling to news briefings had stated this. When there is going to be a shortage of medicine, a list is sent to us. The GMOA had displayed this list and had made an utterly false claim. The directors of the Ratnapura and Badula hospitals issued an announcement showing that this is a false claim. There is a computer network that reports whenever there is a shortage of medicine in a hospital anywhere in the island. We have empowered any hospital expected to be in short supply that they can exchange or take over any shortages from other hospitals online. They are also empowered to purchase such medicine in the market. Each such director is empowered to purchase drugs in the open market up to 10 million rupees. Each director of the National Hospital is allocated 50 million rupees for such purchases. During the period when there were such shortages, nobody opened up. Today, the hospitals are strengthened with a software to report on the total stock of medicines for the hospitals.
The COPE Committee, or the Committee on Public Enterprise in the Parliament, was open to the public for the first time today. The modern network of cameras relevant to the COPE was declared open under the patronage of the Speaker of the House, Karujaya Surya. Speaker Karujaya Surya said that the COPE Committee was scheduled to be open to the public in the afternoons and the Public Accounts Committee in the morning. The investigations into the April 21st incident has become an interesting situation for the public. Opening of these discussions to the media and the public has enabled the people to be knowledgeable.
ඒ වගේම අපි ආරම්භ කරපු පාස්කු ඉරිදා පිළිබඳ පැවැත්වෙන විශේෂ කාරක සභාව. අද කාගෙත් උනන්දුවට ලක් වෙච්ච ආයතනයක් බවට පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඇත්ත යුක්තිය සත්‍ය දැනගන්න පුළුවන් විදිහට. මේව තමයි පාර්ලිමේන්තුව අපි ආරම්භ කරපු අලුත් ක්‍රියාදාම. ලෝකයේ තියෙන ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී ඉහළම තත්ත්වයට අද ශ්‍රී ලංකා පාර්ලිමේන්තුව ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. මේ ගැන අපි සන්තෝෂ වෙන්න ඕනේ. එනම් මගේ යුතුයමක් තියෙනවා පැමිණ සිටින සියලුම මාධ්‍ය මිතුරුන්ට වගකීමෙන් යුතුව මේ වාර්තා කළ යුතුයි.
මහජනතාවගේ ජනතා පරමාධිපත්‍ය නිසියාකාරයෙන් නියෝජනය.
He said that the people's sovereignty is to know details of issues discussed in Parliament. This will enable them to ensure themselves that activities are being carried out in a just and transparent manner.
දෙකක් හැටියට පොදු ව්‍යාපාර පිළිබඳ කාරක සභාවත් ගිණුම් කාරක සභාවෙත් කටයුතු මාධ්‍යයට නිරාවරණය කරන්න මාධ්‍යයේ විකාශනය සඳහා අවස්ථාව ලබා දෙන්න ලැබිලා තියෙනවා. මොකද මේ පොදු ව්‍යාපාර කාරක සභාවේ අපි කටයුතු කරන්නේ විගණන නිරීක්ෂණයන් වාර්තාවන් පදනම් කරගෙන.
Subsequent to this inauguration, the COPE committee began their tasks. Regarding certain problems faced by the State Printing Corporation and Industrial Development Board, the committee took evidence from relevant officials from these institutions. The COPE committee is to meet again on the 20th at 2:30 p.m.
20 ambulances with all modern facilities was added to the health service today under the patronage of Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne. The ceremony was held at the Health Ministry premises. This is part of the fleet of 100 ambulances provided from the loan facilities given by the Australian government. This is the 5th stage of that program. The Australian government provides these facilities as a loan to facilitate the upgrading of the health services in Sri Lanka. This symbolic presentation was made with these ambulances with all modern facilities manufactured under Ford brand, imported from Europe. The Health Ministry has made arrangements to provide 350 ambulances to the health service within this year. That's it for the news this evening. Have a good night.
Good night.